Hi students. So in last class we have started our 13th lesson, that is why do we fall ill, and we study that health means not only physical fitness. Health is the physical, mental and social well-being. Okay, so today we can look how we can prevent the transmission of diseases by maintaining sanitation and hygiene. So for that there is one box in your textbook. So now we can discuss this. So there are 5 F's. We can look which are the 5 F's and how we can maintain sanitation and hygiene and prevent the transmission of diseases. Okay. So sanitation means cleaning of our environment and hygiene means personal cleanliness. So now we can look how we can maintain sanitation and hygiene, that is cleaning our environment, and how we can look after our personal cleanliness also. Okay, so for that there are 5 F's. So which are the 5 F's? One F is fluid. The next one is finger. Third is flies. Fourth is fields. And fifth one is floods. So these are the 5 F's. And fecal matter. That means what? Waste materials of human beings and all other animals also. So germs will enter into come in contact with all these 5 F's from the feces. And how we can maintain hygiene and sanitation to prevent or the transmission of diseases, and how we can become a healthy person. Okay, so germs will enter into the 5 F's from the fecal matter. So by maintaining hygiene and sanitation, we can prevent the transmission of these germs or diseases into a person, and by preventing that, the person will become a healthy person. Okay, so now we can look how we can maintain our hygiene and sanitation. So which is the first F? First F is fluid. Fluid means mainly the water that we drink. So how we can prevent the transmission of disease from these feces? How we can maintain hygiene and sanitation? So what is the hygiene? That is protect the water source. That is H means hygiene. So that is the hygiene. So we should protect the source of water. Okay, so that is the hygiene. And what is the sanitation? Treat and store water. So before drinking, we should boil the water, store it in a clean place and all. Thus we can maintain the sanitation. So if we are protecting our source of water, and if we are treating it and storing it clearly, what we can prevent the transmission of disease and become a healthy person. And which is the second F? Second F is finger. Okay, so what is the hygiene? Wash hands before preparing and taking food. So after when you go and play in the open ground, some people may pass out their feces in the open ground and all. So if you play in the ground, if you take something from the ground and all, germs may enter into your hand. And if you are going and preparing food with that hands without washing, or if you are eating food without washing your hand, germs may enter into your body. Or when you go to toilet, after going to toilet, germs from the fecal matter may enter into your hand. After going to toilet, you should wash your hands neatly with soap. Otherwise germs may be on your hand, and if you are preparing food or eating food with that fingers, with that hand, then also germs may enter into your body. So through fingers, germs from the feces may enter into your body and you may be affected by diseases and you will not be a healthy person. So what is the hygiene? Wash hands before preparing and taking food. And what is the sanitation? Wash hands after defecation. Defecation means passing out feces. And wash your hands after going to toilet. That is the sanitation. Okay. Then next third F is flies. Flies will go and sit on fecal matter. If there is any waste outside and all, flies will go and sit above that. When the flies go and sit on these feces, what happens? Germs from that will enter into the body of flies. And after that, if they come and sit on a food item, what happens? Germs from their body will enter into the food. If we eat that food, that germs enter into our body. So what should we do? What is the hygiene? We should cover the food. If we are covering the food, flies will not sit on the food and germs will not enter into our food also. So what is the hygiene? We should cover the food. And what is the sanitation? Control flies. So we should control the flies by keeping our environment clean. We can control the flies also. Then next F, what is the fourth F? Fourth F is fields. So if defecation is, people are defecating outside in open ground, there will be so many germs will be present in the fields. So what happens? What is the hygiene? Clean vegetables and fruits before use. So from the field, if you are collecting vegetables and fruits, soon after collecting it from the field, if you are eating without washing, what happens? Germs will be present on that. And if you eat, germs will enter into your body. So before eating, using that vegetables and fruits that you collect from the fields, you should wash it properly. You should clean it properly. After that only you should eat that or use that vegetables and fruits. Then what is the sanitation? Avoid open defecation. If you are not defecating in the open, there won't be germs in the fields. If you are defecating in the open, that will be washed along with water, rainwater and all, and the germs will be present in the field. So avoid open defecation. That is the sanitation. Then which is the fifth F? Fifth F is floods. So what is the hygiene? Proper drainage system. If there is proper drainage system everywhere, what happens? Flood won't occur. If there is heavy rain and all, or there is drainage system, water will flow, go through that drainage system. There won't be flood. If there is any block or problem, if there is no proper drainage system, what happens? When there is heavy rain, water will remain there itself and flood will occur. So what is the hygiene? There should be proper drainage system. Then what is the sanitation? Treatment of water. So if there is flood is there, you should treat that water properly. Otherwise germs from that water enter into our body also. Okay, is it clear? So by following these hygiene and sanitation, we can prevent the transmission of diseases from these 5 F's. And that person can become a healthy person also. So which are the 5 F's? Fluid, finger, flies, fields and floods. From where the germs come? Germs come from the fecal matter. And if we are following all these hygiene and sanitation, what happens? We can prevent the transmission of disease and the person will become a healthy person. Clear? So what is the first step? Fluid. What is the hygiene? Protect the water source. Sanitation, treat and store water. Second F, finger. Wash hands before preparing and taking food. And what is the sanitation? Wash hands after defecation. Third F is flies. Hygiene is cover the food and sanitation is control flies. What is the fourth F? Fields. What is the hygiene? Clean vegetables and fruits before use. And sanitation is avoid open defecation. And fifth F is floods. And what is the hygiene? Proper drainage system. And the sanitation is treatment of water. Okay, now we can look at the distinctions between healthy and disease free. What is the difference between health and disease? Health we have studied. Health is the, what is it? Physical, mental and social well-being. And then what do we mean by disease? We can think of it as a disturbed ease. So the word disease means disturbed ease. Or we can say that in other words, we can say it as being uncomfortable. So disease means disturbed ease or being uncomfortable. We don't feel well. We feel it uncomfortable. That state is called disease. So we can say that someone is suffering from a disease without knowing what is the cause of the disease. We may not know the cause of the disease, but we can say that person is suffering from fever or he is suffering from diarrhea or dysentery. We may not be knowing whether it is caused by bacteria or virus or any other thing, but we know that person is suffering from a particular disease. And we can now easily see that it is possible to be in poor health without actually suffering from a particular disease. So sometimes person may not be suffering from a particular disease, but we can say that his health is in a poor condition. So that means poor health is not the physical fitness only. So physically a person may be well without suffering from any kind of disease, but sometimes the person may not be in a good health. He may have poor health. For example, good health for a dancer means what? Good health for a dancer means being able to stretch his body into difficult but graceful positions. That is good health for a dancer. If he is not able to stretch his body in graceful positions, he may feel that he is not healthy because mentally he is not healthy. So we can be in poor health without there being a simple cause in the form of any disease. So sometimes we may not be suffering from a disease, but our health may be poor also. So when we think about health, we think about societies and communities. So health is connected with societies and communities. But on the other hand, when we think about disease, we think about the individual sufferer. So disease means person is suffering individually. It is not depending on the societies and communities. He is suffering it in his own body. Okay, now we can look at the differences between healthy and disease free. Okay, so look, healthy, disease free or health and disease. So first, healthy means what? It is a state of physical, mental and social well-being. So health means state of physical, mental and social well-being. But what is disease-free means what? It is a state of absence from disease. Disease-free means person is not suffering from any disease. So it is a state of absence from disease. Then next, what healthy means? It refers to the individual physical and social environment. So it is not only depending on the individual, it refers to the individual physical and social environment. But what about disease? It refers only to the individual. It refers only to the individual, whether the individual is suffering from disease or not. Then next what? Health means healthy. A person is healthy means the individual has good health. So if we say that a person is healthy, that means the individual has good health. But if a person is suffering from disease, or if he is no disease free, the individual may have good health or poor. Disease free, but sometimes he may not have poor health. He may not be suffering from disease. He will be free from disease, but he may not have a good health, or he may have a good health. So disease free means that doesn't mean he is healthy. He may have good health or poor health. So these are the differences between health and disease. So health depends on physical, mental and social, or it depends on the society and individual and also his surroundings. But health disease means it is depending on the individual only. Okay, clear now?